South Africa reaffirmed its status as a world-class host of big global sporting events. Rowing South Africa recently hosted the World Rowing Masters Regatta at the Roodeplaat Dam in Pretoria, the first event of its kind on the African continent. In studio to tell us more about that and the Olympics preparations is Rowing South Africa President Kerr. Sean, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Sports Live. Well, it's a pleasure speaking to the sometimes not so celebrated sporting codes, I should say. So it's always nice to catch up with what you guys are doing. So more than 900 competitors from 47 different countries were in Pretoria this weekend for the first Masters Regatta on African shore. That must have been a groundbreaking one for you guys. How was the tournament overall?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you say, first time a World Rowing event has taken place on the African continent. So for us, a big privilege to be hosting that. You know, for World Rowing to allow South Africa to host the event was a risk for them, and we pulled it off, and I think we did a pretty good job. Yeah,
you believe you're going to be given another big event?
Well, you say that. So at the opening ceremony, the World Rowing official asked us to bid for another event. I think we'll give the team a bit of time off, and maybe in a couple of years we'll think about hosting another event.
Yeah, we saw, I believe you had competitors as young as 27-year-old, but also had a 94-year-old also competing. Yeah. Is that what makes this event so unique, that all ages are welcome?
So the Masters Regatta is exactly that, right? So, you know, Category A starts at 27 and it goes all the way through to, I think we had Category M, which was our 94-year-olds. And, you know, that's the beauty of rowing, right? It's a sport for life. So we had everybody competing at the regatta.
Yeah, I imagine this takes a lot to put together, like the logistics that goes into it. Care to share what you guys had to?
Yeah, sure. You know, the logistics of hosting a regatta in Europe are much easier. There are less boats to move around, timing systems, that sort of thing. For our event, we had to get a timing system in from Europe, and then 9 containers of boats had to come in to make sure that we had boats for all the competitors. That's just on the one side. On the other side, you know, you said it, South Africa good at hosting events. So, you know, getting people into hotels, bus routes, transportation, making sure everybody is safe, picked up at the airports. It's a big logistical event to pull together, and I think the team did well.
Yeah, I imagine as much as it costs a lot of money, commercial benefits to the community you must have seen. Can you elaborate what you guys saw in that, in terms of like the economic boost for the local community that this event brought?
You know, we got attributed this event in 2019. So since 2019, we've been investing in the infrastructure at Roodeplaat, and that's created jobs in the community. And then you just take the event itself, hotels, restaurants, you know, other ancillaries around the event. We estimate between 60 and 80 million rand into a very small community. And what we can't measure is, you know, everybody, because it's in Africa, everybody's traveled, and they either spend time here before the regatta or after the regatta. We still know there are people in the country almost 2 weeks later traveling the country, and so that would have brought quite a lot of good revenue into the country as well.
Yeah, that's what we'd like to hear.
Yeah, you know, we're good at it, right? And
right.
We need to celebrate that as South Africans.
Absolutely, when the Europeans are in the country and they're celebrating South Africa,
totally,
and all that, that's always amazing. But moving on to now elite rowing, which is obviously your bread and butter. The World Championships recently, as well as Olympic qualifiers. How did the team perform?
So best performing boat was our men's coxless pair. It's the same boat class that won a medal in Rio. The guys came 6th. Which was good. They needed to come top 12 to qualify, so it was an easy qualification for them. So one boat into Paris. The ladies just missed it in their double. They needed to come 11th, they came 12th. Ooh. But 10, 11 and 12 were all within half a second of each other. So wrong side of the stopwatch, but that's the nature. So the ladies have another opportunity. They could qualify through Africa or through the European qualification regatta in May next year.
Yeah, and they're the only boat that you anticipating?
No, so another 2 boats. We will send a para boat through Africa and potentially another women's single scull.
Oh, nice. I mean, for the longest time, as you mentioned, 2016 was quite a big year for South African rowing with that medal that you guys got.
Yeah.
What's the target this time around? Have you guys even talked about it?
You know, it's tough to ask. You know, as rowing, we've put medals on the table for Team South Africa in London, Rio, Athens. We'll try and do the same again for Team South Africa. That's probably all I can commit to you.
Well, I mean, is that at least a conversation that you've had with the Olympic Committee?
Absolutely. So, you know, there's an expectation from SASCOC that we will put another medal on the table. table, and we're certainly selecting the best boat possible, or boats possible, to make sure that we put more medals on the table for Team South Africa.
Yeah, the guys that won the awesome foursome.
Yes, 2012,
2012 for London. What are they busy with? Are they still part of your structures? Are they helping in any way? Because obviously they're massive.
So in different areas, you know, 3 of the 4 are still here in South Africa. Some are coaching in our development program. Lawrence and Glover is coaching in our development program and is actually involved in world rowing development across the continent. James Thompson, one of the members of the 4, was actually a very integral member of the organising committee for the regatta that's just taken place. And Lawrence Britton's still around. You know, he was involved in the regatta. He was on, all 3 of them were on the water at the World Masters. So. Still giving back to rowing, which is great.
Thank you so much for coming through and speaking to us, and we're looking forward to seeing what you guys can, can bring onto the medals table.